Ryan is stuck with his hopeless group of friends who fail to get along with the girls until he grabs hold of an unusual power, which finally turns things around. In the middle of a school hallway, Ryan Wilson smiles at his crush, Amber, who passes by and smiles back. Flustered, he drops his stuff, and Justin, his best friend, arrives. Justin teases him, knowing his friend can't score a beautiful and popular girl like her. Then Justin asks if he's on board with this massage parlor idea, which his friend confirms, but they need someone with a card to go through the plan. Justin says he'll ask his friend Roger, but Ryan retorts that he's too cowardly to join them and bets on it to prove his point. In history class, Mr. Rosenbaum excitedly reminds his students about their field trip at Kickapoo Mountain to look for historical evidence. Justin rolls his eyes out of boredom before complaining to his friend, knowing it'll be hot on the field trip. Justin says the same about their classmate who he blatantly flirts with. She notices Justin, known as the school's perv, and expresses her disgust. Later during lunch, Ryan and Justin meet up with Roger and tell him their plan to visit a massage parlor in hopes of fulfilling their teenage fantasies. Upon hearing this, Roger immediately dreads the idea. He mentions the cops recently busted a similar place and imprisoned everyone involved. This doesn't faze Justin, who adds that Ryan's father, Bill, said that raids only happen once every 5 years to make it look like they care about ending sexual work. However, Roger still disagrees and walks out displeased. Without a choice, Justin texts Sean, another coward, according to Ryan. Ryan opposes contacting him, but it's too late as the message has been sent. In the cafeteria, Amber and her friends talk about Cindy's upcoming party on Friday. Amber gushes over how she plans to wear red because it's what her boyfriend, Matt, likes. Seeing how Amber lets her boyfriend influence her decisions, Cindy wonders if her friend is still a virgin, to which Amber immediately says yes. Another friend comments that it's all boys are after, having the girls agree in unison. However, Cindy mentions that Diaz, Matt's friend, is the opposite, as he always makes excuses whenever she's feeling it. The girls guarantee that the problem is with Diaz and not her. Seconds later, Amber asks them what they think of Ryan, having heard that he likes her. Unfortunately, they seem to remember him as someone who's best friends with the school's perv, so they collectively express their disgust. After school, Ryan and Justin meet up with Sean in the parking lot, who greets them with a racially charged slur. Coincidentally, a girl passing by hears it and angrily pushes him. As Ryan and Justin are about to get in the car, they see girls walk by, so they immediately back away from Sean, holding his younger sibling's stuff while he clears the back seat. Embarrassed to be seen with Sean and his mom's lousy car, they pretend they don't know him and start walking away. A few blocks down the road, Sean irritably waits for the two friends in the car. The two arrive and enter, justifying why they left because of embarrassment. Shortly after, Sean drives to their homes until he realizes they want to go to the massage parlor. He reminds them of the news about those parlors getting raided, but the two dismiss his concern. Justin tells him to drive, so Sean eventually gives in after they tease him. Arriving at the massage parlor, Justin reminds them outside to say that they're going to get special since they're looking for something more than massages. Sean doesn't have any cash, so he'll wait in the lobby. Justin cannot wait any longer and pushes them inside. Behind the front desk, a woman looks irritated by the sudden presence of the three young men, and the trio mentioned they want to avail the special. Suspicious, she asks them if they've been there before, and Justin claims they're regular customers. She asks for $65, which they willingly pay, but eyes Sean in disgust, who says that he gets massages from his mom. Shortly after, Ryan and Justin are led inside, where two women await them. Justin chooses the girl on their left, who rolls her eyes and leads him to their room. Ryan is left with the girl on the right, who smiles at him shyly. Inside the private room, Ryan immediately takes off his shirt and asks the woman what to do next. She doesn't understand what he's saying and puts her finger beside her eye and signals at him repeatedly. Confused, he doesn't understand what she's trying to say, so she storms out. Meanwhile, another customer enters the parlor and asks for the special. He glances at Sean just reading a magazine and proceeds inside. The woman, who was with Ryan, appears and complains to her manager in Korean. Furious, the front desk woman gets up to follow the girl. Left alone in the lobby, Sean peeks inside the red box on the desk. His eyes widen as he finds himself staring at a bunch of money. Back inside Ryan's room, the front desk woman irritably asks him to pay the girl $100 to receive full service, and wonders if he's truly a regular. However, the confused teen refuses to pay once more. Suddenly, they hear someone scream from the next room, so the women run towards the commotion. Then, Justin, only in his underpants, hysterically tells his friends that the parlor is being raided, so Ryan hastily follows him. They run past the angry women held by the man from earlier, who turns out to be an undercover cop. Outside, they frantically find out that Sean has left already. Police sirens are heard at a distance, so they immediately run away. While the two walk home, they stop by the road to catch their breath. Justin is frustrated because his wallet got stolen along with his IDs. Fortunately, they see Sean arrive, and they get in his car. In the car, Sean smugly opens a compartment, revealing the money he stole from the parlor. Ryan is impressed by his friend, although Justin is still pissed at what happened, and they drive off. At home, Ryan consoles his friend over the phone because of the stolen wallet. After ending the call, Ryan drowns himself in music while his parents argue loudly. The following day, in the school locker room, Matt and his friends bully Sean, but Ryan fails to stop the commotion. Sean gets laughed at when the bullies lock him outside the room, only in his underwear. His friend gets him his pants and Sean runs back in humiliation. After school, Ryan tells his parents he didn't enjoy his day because he had to play football for class. His father asks him if he met any hot girls, to which Ryan says just the cheerleaders. Bill rants about how his son shouldn't wait until he's old, referring to himself and insinuating his wife doesn't look like the hot cheerleader she was before. Ryan's mother gets angered at her husband's outburst and insults his body weight. Afterward, the parents continue arguing, so Ryan storms out of the kitchen. Later that night, Mrs. Wilson calls her son and hands him the permission slip for his field trip tomorrow. Then, Ryan tells his dad about a recently raided massage parlor. Bill jokingly says it's a lose situation for everyone since he can't get a special anymore for his weekly pleasure. This upsets his wife, so she walks out of the room, and Ryan is left disappointed with his father's remark. The next day, Mr. Rosenbaum's class finally begins their adventure to Kickapoo Mountain. As the rowdy crowd of students get off the bus, Justin urges Ryan to approach Amber. Ryan finds this absurd, so Justin walks up to her but is left speechless. At the beautiful scenery of Kickapoo Mountain, the students dig for relics with their shovels. Later, Ryan and Justin are resting under a tree shade when something catches Ryan's attention from the ground. He picks it up, revealing it as a small, dark, shiny rock shaped like an animal. Then they approach Mr. Rosenbaum to ask what it is. He examines it and claims to be an ancient relic made by Native Americans who believe it harnesses nature's power. Later that day, the class gets inside the bus when Ryan gets approached by girls from his class, including his crush, who clings to his arms and invites him to sit with them. Confused with their sudden infatuation towards him, he flusteredly goes along while they ignore Justin and shove him inside. Arriving back at school, Ryan tells his friends about his unusual experience. Suddenly, they come across Matt and his friends, who appear to have witnessed the fiasco on the bus. Matt beats Ryan up and threatens him for getting too close to his girlfriend. At home, Ryan gives his father the rock he found on his field trip. Bill finds it neat and eagerly accepts it, but before leaving, he points to his wife and recalls the time she used to kiss him goodbye. After he leaves, she says to herself that she doesn't find him worth kissing anymore, unaware of her son's presence in the room. Later that night, Bill returns to his car after buying a drink from the grocery. Suddenly, the cashier runs up to him and hands him his receipt with her number written on it, leaving him confused. At home, Ryan's mother answers a call from Tom, Bill's friend. Tom asks if her husband is flirting with his 17-year-old daughter, to which Bill immediately denies and explains it's the other way around. Meanwhile, Ryan eavesdrops on his father's conversation and understands the rock's true power. The next day, Ryan tells his friend that the relic attracts people to whoever possesses it. At first, they think it's impossible, but they unanimously agree to put their assumptions to the test. So Ryan must retrieve it back from his dad. Sean suggests that he and Justin should go to the library to look up information about the relic while they wait for Ryan, who agrees. Shortly after, Sean and Justin arrive at the library. They use the computer to research, but when Justin clicks on a link, it directs them to inappropriate adult content. The librarian accesses their browser, gets disgusted by what she sees, and kicks them out. When Ryan gets home, he sits beside his father in an attempt to retrieve the rock. Minutes later, Bill gets up and takes a shower while his son uses this as an opportunity to get the relic. Ryan doesn't find it in his father's pants, so he peeks inside the bathroom, where he finds the rock sitting on a chair. He quickly takes it, but catches sight of his unclothed father, who's reading an adult magazine. Later, the three friends confidently enter school with their heads held high. As expected, girls and boys turn their heads to the group, finding them irresistible and unaware of the relic's power. Suddenly, Ryan bumps into his crush, who immediately flirts with him as the relic takes effect. Unexpectedly, Matt passes by, so Ryan puts the rock inside Sean's pocket. Amber's attention shifts to Sean, so the bullies drag him into the locker room again. In a class, a flock of girls circle Ryan as he plays with the rock. They all try to win his attention until a girl pushes through and suddenly kisses him. Bewildered, Miss Sumner tells them to return to their seats and confiscates the rock. Unexpectedly, the boys see their teacher differently than usual and see her as a hot and attractive woman dancing in a bikini. Abruptly, the bell rings, and the boys inappropriately compliment her before leaving. Flustered by her students' remarks, she hands the rock back to Ryan, who who instantly shakes off his thoughts of Sumner. Justin eagerly gets the relic from his friend and tries it on their teacher. He starts whispering inappropriate things until she slaps him and threatens to call his mother. After class, the confused friends agree they should run more tests on the rock's ability. Ryan speculates the relic doesn't work on non-virgins, so they devise a plan to test it. Later, they drive to the mall and spot Sally, known to sleep with many guys. She doesn't show interest when they walk up to her and call them weird. However, she flirts with Sean and calls him cute. Shortly after, the trio leaves, confirming their assumption that it only attracts virgins. Sean realizes that Ryan is still a virgin because he was attracted to Sumner. He then diverts the conversation to Justin's virginity, but he lies, saying he slept with a girl last year. Back at home, Justin calls Ryan, saying they should go to an all-girls Catholic school, a place with many virgins. With the rock, the girls would be head over heels for them and the boys could have a shot with them. The following day at school, a jealous Matt threatens Amber for clinging onto Ryan. The power of the rock begins to reap its consequences, starting from those it attracts since they unknowingly act against their will. Meanwhile, the trio of boys sneak into the all-girls Catholic school and find themselves in the gym filled with girls. Excited, Justin holds the rock, and a girl approaches and embraces him. Suddenly, a security guard arrives and holds down the trespassers. Luckily, they slip away and run along the halls until Sean and Ryan escape. Justin, however, gets caught and is brought to the headmaster's office. The nuns find Justin irresistible since he's holding the rock. Just as the nun starts licking his ear, he jumps out and runs away. On the road, the two friends find a shaken Justin, who refuses to tell them what happened and claims he's scarred for life. Moments later, Justin rants about how he feels pressured by society for being a virgin. Sean interjects by bringing up Cindy's upcoming party tonight. This lightens their mood and looks forward to what's about to come. At home, Ryan tries to steal some of his father's prescription pills for the party when his father enters the room. Bill becomes straightforward about the strange relationship between him and his wife, which his son claims to understand. Later, Ryan and Justin meet up with Sean, who brings his new convertible, which he bought using the money he stole from the massage parlor. Amazed, they hop in, knowing it'll increase their chances of getting laid, and they drive off. Arriving at Cindy's house, Sean takes his chances first while the two wait. Inside, Sean gets dragged by Sally into a room and starts making out. Abruptly, Sean stops and asks why she's interested in him, knowing the rock doesn't work on her. She explains that he's not like other guys she's been with, which boosts the virgin's self-esteem and continues where they left off. Meanwhile, Justin and Ryan wonder why Sean is taking too long, so they decide to try their luck. Justin sees Cindy staring at him, so he gives back a flirtatious look. Concurrently, Ryan asks Amber on a date, but she kindly rejects him because she's dating Matt. After Sean and Sally have an intimate time upstairs, Sean meets Diaz, who calls him cute and starts getting on his knees. Just in time, Ryan sees this, so Sean throws him the rock before things get out of hand. Now that Ryan has the rock, he invites Amber upstairs to find some privacy. In the middle of a steamy exchange, a rush of conscience hits Ryan. He stops Amber and says it isn't right, so he gets up and leaves. Outside, Sean tells Justin the steamy details about his sexual encounter with Sally, when a disheartened Ryan arrives. He refuses to give the rock to his friend because he realizes they're taking advantage of girls. Agreed, Justin insists on using the relic, so he beats his friend up, takes the rock, and brings Cindy upstairs. Meanwhile, Ryan emotionally vents that his parents are getting a divorce soon, so Sean comforts him. Shortly after, Justin returns, throws the rock back to his friends, and leaves. The following day, Justin finds Ryan at the school field. Justin apologizes for how he acted, realizing that the rock isn't worth sacrificing their friendship. The two reconcile, and Justin tells him about his new plan to get laid at a swingers club. Justin wonders what will happen to the rock, and Ryan decides to give it to someone who needs it most. At a cinema, Ryan's parents had just finished watching a film when a bunch of women suddenly approach Bill. When a nun unexpectedly kisses him, his horrified wife pushes them off and exclaims that no one gets to take her husband away. Unknowingly, the rock has helped them realize how much they value each other. Later that night, Ryan's parents loudly share an intimate night. Meanwhile, Ryan talks with Amber over the phone and invites her on a date, which she gladly accepts. Days later, the trio of boys and Sally, Sean's new girlfriend, gather at Kickapoo Mountain. Sally then holds the rock and prepares to throw it. Immediately, Ryan and Justin are infatuated with her, proving they're both still virgins. She throws the rock far into the running stream below and the boys snap out of it. Afterward, Ryan realizes that Justin didn't sleep with a girl at the party. They laugh it off and the couple leaves. So Ryan asks about Justin's swingers idea. While Justin explains how the swingers work, his best friend realizes they need the rock back.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.